Hello everybody, what's going on? My name's Stephen Howson, this is Abdul, and this is United Review, and it's a positive one for a change as United have won 4-1, and you thought we was going to get away without any technical fucking glitches, didn't you? Yeah, so did I. What's happening there, kid?
Finally scoring goals and finally winning games.
Second half was different to the first half, but do you know what? To be honest, you sort of expect this, don't you? You do sort of expect that when you go so far up and all the rest of it, early doors in the first half, that you're going to have problems with players taking the foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Now, I turned around to the lads that are standing around us at this time and I said, do you know what? If you just had a youngster on the bench for this, because you should have known, playing bottom of the league, that this could have happened. Yeah? This is a likely thing to happen. You know, it's about as likely that you stick a few past these as it is that your goalkeeper gets injured. Probably way more likely. But we still have a sub-goalkeeper, don't we? And I was thinking, this is the time where you bang a youngster on the bench, and when everybody starts taking 10% off, because it happens, right? Whether or not people go, it should be professionals. Okay, but it happens.
It happens at every team, at every level.
It absolutely happens. So just, stop being a dick, get over it. It happens. If you'd have chucked Chong in or Greenwood in, 3-1 up, 4-1 up, game's over. But they're going to raise the intensity for that last 15, 10 minutes.
Because they're going to want to impress.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that was... If I had a major criticism of today, it's that we didn't really have that. We didn't really have that. The substitutions were a little bit on the protect it sort of side rather than open yourselves up and get some confidence. Because this is the United team that's absolutely devoid of confidence at the moment a little bit. So I would like to have seen them go and get some confidence building now. The one guy that we did see that did go and get some confidence, of course, was Marcus Rashford with the pick of the game's goals. It was an absolute smash, wasn't it? I mean, I've just rewatched it. Probably should have been saved by the keeper. Wasn't. Is it that hard? Fair play. Now, I think he's been deserving of a goal last 3-4 games or so. Graft, 2 more assists. Graft, well happy with him.
He's on as many assists as he was last season. It proves that he's upped his creativity. I think on the ball, he's definitely upped his game. And I think you really noticed that after the Southampton game, when he gets the ball and he drives it all the way down and then looks for the cutback. Similar goal to today, but it's on his left foot and he lays it off nicely to Mata. And overall, the pace that he brings to the left, and I was speaking to this just before we got in the car back here, and about having Tony. I said I'd rather have Tony as like his striker to be at the end of those, and then have that, you know, that burst of energy on the left, because Tony does like to hold it up a bit more and look for the options around him or take players on, whilst Marcus doesn't do a lot of that. So, whilst Marcus is more direct, get down the line and look for the options straight away. So I think Tony, because he's probably our most clinical player, I'd stick him as the striker ahead of Lukaku, even though he scored today. And I think you have a completely different side when you do that. Yeah,
I've sort of been throwing it around my head a little bit, that, because I think when you do have Tony on the left, he isn't a team player. Regardless of whatever you think about how good he is, and he is good, he is not a team player. And that's one of the reasons why, I mean, I was sort of tossing it up in the preview. I was like, what could be our best 11? And I thought, at the moment, on form, it's Tony and Marcus as a partnership 100%. Up front. I don't know if you're going to get any sort of York and Cole sort of synergy out of the pair of them, but what you might get is you might get Marcus, I mean, with the assists he's got so far, and he laid in, there were several people that he laid in today that could have finished it, and the goal he should have had, which he sent 2 defenders absolutely out of the country, and then the easiest part is that, I mean, I'm going to have to watch it back to make sure it isn't the easiest part, but it felt like the easiest part was just to pass it into the net, and he just puts it straight to the keeper with this absolutely piss-weak shot. It's one of them, and I'm not going to criticise him. 2 goals, 1 assist. Man of the match for me, Marcus Rashford. Honourable mention to Diogo, Dalot.
Oh, he was absolutely class. Easily one of the best fullback performances I've seen probably in the last, 2 or 3 seasons. At United, maybe Luke Shaw tops him with a couple of performances he's had here, but it was brilliant. What impressed me the most wasn't just the first half, and we saw the map as well that Marty posted, and I was showing you that at half time, how as soon as he gets it in certain positions and he puts it in the box, he understands what a fullback's cross should be.
Have we got Dalot's actions? Let's have a look how he was doing, because I thought he was Yeah, look at that. It's mostly in the final third. We're seeing a couple of X's in there as a lot of the crosses that he put in didn't complete. Let me just pull up the actual numbers on what he did do in terms of crossing and that. Let me get it up.
He beat his man really well as well, didn't he? He was so clever with it. He was so clever with it. It wasn't just pace. It was like if he checks in and he goes back out, he's beating his man, and that's the difference that Ashley Young doesn't bring on the other side of the pitch.
Let me find where it is. Rashford was also the instant man of the match.
Yeah.
Where is it? Crosses. Can't find crosses. Crosses converted. Oh, chances converted. Where is it? Crosses. It's really hard to see. Crosses. Can't find them. Crosses. There we go. Dalot flung 9 in, got 3 out of 9, which 3 accurate crosses. I don't know the last time we had a player that got 3 accurate crosses in the match.
You got to look at the cross that he does across goal, and I was like, oh, that looks mint.
There's so many times we just this close to having it as well, wasn't it?
I thought that was absolutely class, and then when I went on Twitter and everyone was absolutely buzzing off it, I was like, that must have been good, because that was like as good as like creating an open goal chance pretty much for Lukaku or whoever. And I think what that does as well with these strikers, whoever it is, Marcus, Tony or Lukaku that are in the side, they're going to start believing to get into those positions. And I said this is the problem we have. Players have given up and getting in certain positions because mentally, when the ball isn't coming in the right place, when you're making the right movement, a lot of the time, and the ball isn't coming to you, you're not even making a move for it in the right spot, and I think that's what's happened to us, unfortunately.
But it is because the crossing is so bad that the movement in the box still isn't great.
Yeah.
There was at times where you go, look at this, everyone's just standing still completely. But the movement can improve when people expect the ball. That's my fundamental, and it was a great goal that he took today.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But the fundamental issue with the way Ashley Young crosses is that constantly checking back and going for the back post. Because it's worked like 3 times, 4 times ever, people think that it's something that you can work on all the time. We kill Lukaku by putting that ball in because he's and we kill him by playing up to him because he doesn't win them headers.
I was watching the crosses from the last Fulham game. Someone posted that online. It was like 3 minutes long.
It's 28 of them.
And like
Ashley Young's.
28 of them were Ashley Young's.
28 crosses.
It's literally a carbon copy of what he's doing now.
Yeah,
same thing. No,
because he slows it down. Everyone in the box turns and stops. Compare that to the way Dalot puts the ball in, and he's putting it in round the back, and you're getting to it first.
And that's
the difference in that.
And that's why even when you do play Ashley Young, like if he has to play, I'd rather him play at right back because at least then he's looking for the cross straight away. His accuracy, does need to improve, but on the left, I think like he really kills the tempo of our game. Like whereas,
and he does get caught out of position.
Yeah, of course,
fundamental because
he's a winger.
He's not a fullback.
He's not a fullback.
I thought Ander Herrera again was phenomenal.
He was in with a shot as well.
I thought it was great. And I see people getting all twisted up in the comments. I saw people saying that we celebrated the draw against Arsenal. Did you invent that? Because I definitely remember sitting right here saying you've got to win the home games against your top 6 opposition. Yeah. You have to. You try and get a point away, and that is a good result. But we're at home. You have to win those things. And I know for a fact there'll be people in here saying, "Can't believe you're celebrating a win against bottom of the league." If you can't enjoy a win, wherever it comes, however it comes, football's not for you.
Mate, I've gone like across Europe to watch United like have the worst games possible. I don't care. It's like supporting your team. What you watching football for then?
There was a proper cotton in knobhead Fulham fan, which is hilarious. Fulham basically only get like half their small allocation filled as well because they're about
the worst away support I've ever seen.
They come walking past us, just waiting as the fan cams was being recorded, and I'm just standing there waiting. And this Cockney with a proper comedy Cockney voice was like fucking plastic, fucking armchair supporters, and I was like,
"We're here, mate. We've just come out the ground with you.
We're standing outside the ground.
You're the reason you brought our attendance down today." I was like 71,000, I think it was. I was like,
this channel is proudly supported by the guys on Patreon, and we've pretty much done the draw now for the worldwide FIFA tournament. Of course, if you win the worldwide FIFA tournament, and anyone that watched the 24-hour charity podcast is definitely going to be fearful if they get me in a draw. You can call yourself the world champion. I've told you you can, because it's a worldwide competition. There's nearly 200 involved. There's a couple of United players involved. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It is too late now to join, but I don't think this is the last one we're doing. And there's also a ton of other things, behind-the-scenes vlogs and all sorts of shit that you get for joining Patreon. And as we enter the transfer window, hopefully there's going to be some juicy goss. I can't tell you when that comes because it's like the snow, innit? Sometimes it snows, sometimes you think it's going to snow and it doesn't, and then sometimes you just wake up and it's a foot outside your house. So as and when the inside info comes, Patreon group, get it. I don't put that stuff out publicly. It's definitely worth checking out. Link is in the description. So this channel is proudly supported by the guys on Patreon, and I've got a target in mind of where we need to be for that. And if we get to some of them targets, we'll be bringing back some of the shows like the Thursday Club and stuff like that as and when we hit them. So I'm going to come to the comments on Patreon in a second. I'm going to read some of the ones that we've got on YouTube here as well. Fulham made us look like Barca. They're definitely getting relegated. I am quite surprised at them, to be honest, how bad they've been this season. And they've not really changed since Ranieri came in. In fact, I think they might be worse since Ranieri's come in. Because when I was doing my research for the review I did, preview that I did yesterday, the big thing I noticed is how high that line is. And I was like, if United are sensible here, we get in behind that all day long. And actually, we did do.
I think unless you're City, you can't really play that sort of high line, because of the quality they have all over the pitch. I think that's something I noticed with Fulham when they went away to Liverpool and a couple of other teams. I'm like,
have we got their average involvement, Fulham's?
I thought they could get results there, but
You've got United. Let's put United on.
Yeah, I've been interested to see where we actually won the ball back in the middle as well, a lot of the time from Fulham.
So what I thought was good was that doesn't really tell you the truth there, because Lingard was often on the right hand side and Mata was often on the right hand side as well. But because they both covered the front, their average winds up somewhere across the middle there. But Dalot and Mata look great linking up. I like that Dalot is very far forward there with his average touch. Obviously, Smalling and Jones in there in the middle. Let's have a look at the frequent pass combination between all those as well. Now, this is really pleasing to me. So,
it's a lot better.
Obviously, it doesn't come from Chris Smalling, as you saw his attempt to spread it wide at some point in the first half, and it just went straight onto tier 2 of the North Stand. But you can see there, this is the pattern of play from United. It coming in from Phil Jones, goes into Matic. From Matic, it's going out to Ashley Young, or it's going through Ander Herrera, and then it's going into the final third. That is key. That going from the middle to the forwards is absolutely critical, and that's not what we've had recently. I'd be very interested to line this up against previous matches and just see, because a lot of the time we're getting a ball out to the fullbacks. They're the ones with the most involvement. This is good. Getting it into the players in the final third. I thought Mata was instrumental today. Very worth his goal. Arguably could have come away with more a little bit, but I'm it's Fulham. We beat them. That was all we had to do, but we did it, and we haven't done it in recent times. So there you go. Martin says, I'm gutted that Timbo is going to experience relegation with Fulham. Should have stayed at United instead of going on loan. He's getting games. He wanted good games at United, and unfortunately that's just the way it goes down, isn't it? Let's see what you guys on Patreon are saying. If you are enjoying the analysis, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed winning 4-1, please give it a thumbs up. Helps the video get found and all that good stuff. Let's bang the questions open. Where's my young t-shirt? Says Two Shot Tino. It's in the wash. That's the truth. If it's ready, I'll wear it for Monday's podcast. Promise you. Here we go. Here's Young's actions. Very busy. Both boxes. Didn't deliver across though. Ashley Young. It was a right finish though, to be fair.
Yeah.
What was it that was so much better today than previous weeks? It was largely down to how shit the opposition was. Let's not kid ourselves.
100%.
It was definitely largely down
good
to
enough.
But we also had played a lot of one-touch football in the middle, which you're not doing if you've got Fellaini on.
The intensity was so much better. Like, even
we did press as well.
Like, as soon as the ball comes out, and I said this to you at half-time, like Herrera straight onto them, Jesse Lingard straight onto them, even Marcus Rashford getting involved, what we were doing in terms of winning the ball back. They didn't have a moment to breathe, and clearly the setup that they had was completely wrong, and they shouldn't have set up like that. We took advantage of that, and we won the ball back. They set up like that against Chelsea. And you know what you get? Like Herrera and Mata, that quick passing. As soon as a lot of people say Herrera isn't going to offer you too much going forward, but he does, because he threads the ball straight through the middle, right into the likes of Mata and Jesse Lingard, and then those players can create. That's the problem when you're a midfielder. You need to win the ball back, and that's what Matic did a lot better today. Like, I'd be interested to see what Matic's forward passes would have been in the last 2 or 3 games compared to today.
We haven't got Matic. We got his average actions. I don't know if we haven't got his passing.
Today he was a lot more positive. As soon as he got the ball, straight on the inside. some of the passes that he got out to Dalot were pretty good, and I think we made use of Dalot. We noticed the space that he had, and we made use of that.
We did, and that was what was good to see, was that there was at times that we did have the space on the right, because it wasn't Valencia who was just going to give it back to the centre half. We actually used him, and it went down that wing. That's so big that we can switch it up, and that keeps the defence moving along the back, rather than everybody bunching up and making it super, super tight.
I think he's going to become such a key player, because we lack so much on the right that even if Mata does start on there, and him and Jesse Lingard sort of getting over to that side and rotating between being in the middle, he can own that right side. We've seen fullbacks just constantly be on that, and he's probably enjoying his football, the fact that he's attacking all game and he's getting involved in the attacks. So I think he's going to become a key player.
A couple of questions here, one from Jay, one from Milan. Is the Pogba beef real, and are we better without Pogba? I'll answer the first one. The Pogba beef has been real since the Sevilla game, and I was telling you then what's going on with this, this is real. And when I was talking to you in the summer and saying that there's an 80% chance that Pogba was going to go, I didn't just pluck a figure out my ass, that's what I was told. I was told there's an 80% chance that Pogba was going to go, and Barcelona was the destination. And I was saying that well before any of the news caught wind of it. Obviously it turned out that Barcelona either didn't have the money or United rejected how much they offered for him, but the interest was real from both sides, and that's why you saw the likes of Raiola coming out and talking utter bollocks like he was, because he's working for Pogba. You don't think he's like, listen, I'm going to slag off the legend of the club that you play for this afternoon, you alright with that? And he's like, oh yeah, just do what you want, mate. Do you think he clearly was part of some sort of strategy? Are we better without him? No, we're not, but I don't know how you fit everything that we've got. I mean,
my problem is, alright, so my problem is with this, is that people are saying, look how, someone was telling me, look how Matic was moving the ball fast today, Pogba can't do that, and he's lazy on the ball and he's slow. Matic was playing around Herrera and Jesse Lingard. When Pogba's been playing, it's almost punishment. He's playing around Fellaini and Matic. There's no movement ahead of him. Now listen, I hate when he holds on to the ball a bit too long, and I hate when he does those extra flicks and all of that. But when you stick the right movement around him, if it was Mata, Herrera in that midfield with him, and just Matic sitting defensively and allowing them to do what they want, Pogba will look better without a shadow of a doubt. Even Fred.
Can we get like in the video, please? 600 watching, 140 something likes. I want 500 likes, or you know the score. He's getting a slap. Does Young have more goals since Sanchez joined than Sanchez? Probably. I don't know. Maybe. Jay, did you see the communication on the bench? I haven't, no, but let's read it out. Looked like Jose went over to Carrick and McKenna when we scored. Are we seeing their influence? My thoughts on Dalot today. Again, I thought Dalot was good. Not really tested as much as he could have been, even though he did have... Who was running up against him?
He made a brilliant tackle, actually. Where he'd just gone past him, sort of put his foot back straight out and then played it out comfortably. Another thing was his passing ability today, Dalot. I really like that. He's really composed when he's passing it.
Tino, is Bay back in the gulag as he wasn't even on the bench? Again, that's another one. The beef is real. You lot on Patreon know the crack with that. Yeah. So I would be shocked to see him here come the 1st of February. I'd be amazed. And it's sad. I was talking to somebody at the club the other day, and they said... what I'm worried about is when whoever goes through on goal, when we play against whoever Bay's going to, and he fucking murders him. Because he will. Because he can. And because that's the character of a minute. So, yeah. He's going to go and haunt us, because he's so good. Ant says, another great contribution from Rashford today, this time on the left. Which position formation is he best suited to? I think you can play him with a partner up front. I don't think you get enough out of him on the left. He's constantly trying to beat a fullback, and I don't think he's developed the variety to definitely do that. I think
in this side you don't get the best out of him on the left.
We don't play early enough for him to do that.
Exactly. In many other sides in the Premier League, Chelsea, you see Hazard have a similar sort of impact in his style of play. I think he does better at a side like Chelsea. But I think right now, to get the best out of him and Marcus, I think we play them either together or you play Tony as the number 9 because he's that clinical.
Yeah. Sean says, great win, but why didn't Pereira come on instead of McMayonnaise? Again, that would have made sense, wouldn't it? You put Scott out there in a left forward position and you kill the game a little bit rather than just let's keep this party going.
Winning, you're on top,
confidence
4-1 up. Why isn't Even Pogba coming on in that position.
Ranabir says, is this Jose's plan actually make Fred the replacement for Pogba and slowly move back to your preferred 4-2-3-1 or 5-3-2 to have Fred, Matic, Herrera playing a double pivot with 4 places being shared amongst Rashford, Lukaku, Lingard and Mata? I'm not sure, to be honest.
Silva just got subbed off holding his hamstring, but he's not going down the tunnel. Might be hamstring issue.
Oh?
Still one.
David Silva's had something happen to him, which would cripple City a little bit, but let's pretend they're not.
Straight on a flight to Barcelona.
Yeah,
anyways,
he'll be in Barcelona for Christmas dinner. Jay, why is Jose reluctant to throw Mason or Chong in today? Would have been great. Yeah, I mean we covered that earlier, didn't we? But absolutely, yeah. Positive goal difference finally. Positive goal difference, Reds.
Yes.
Tino, after a better performance today, can you see some youth getting game time on Wednesday with the Liverpool game? Now, we have to. If I see fucking Matic get 90 minutes, and Lukaku get 90 minutes, and even Spanish Dave get 90 minutes, why? What? Why? It is a literal dead game.
It means
a game. Fuck all.
Give
right?
Grant a game.
The game of FIFA I'm going to have with Jayden tomorrow night means more, and trust me, it means way more, than that game's going to mean on Wednesday. Throw the youngsters in. They might surprise you. And then what have you got to lose? Fuck's sake.
One of them has an absolute madness, and then automatically he's on the bench now every week. And when you've opened sides up like today, he's your option to look forward to. Not Scott McTominay. Imagine it was Chongi coming on today instead.
Last Blow says it's clear and obvious it's going to be Pogba or Jose. It is what it is, but a game against Fulham is not going to convince me. It should be Jose. Our second team should be beating that lot convincingly. Rashford with a run of games looks real quality. Who do you think lasts longer? Interesting. I don't think a deal of Pogba's size generally gets done. I mean, I know they have happened with Coutinho and that in January. I would be surprised if that sort of deal happens in the winter window. I reckon it's more of a summer one. And I don't know, I think probably Jose outlasts him because
I think Jose goes in the summer regardless of what
No, I think Jose outlasts him. I think Pogba goes in the summer.
Jose stays next season.
Well, like we heard all the way back in before the summer. It wasn't right after the Sevilla game, but it was before the summer. The word was both of these ain't going to be here come the start of the season, but they was. And obviously these issues have carried on. Like, don't believe the bullshit that's coming out of either his mouth or, certainly there's an agenda. He can't come out and... Jose can't come out and go, I fell out of him. Because every buying club just goes, well, I'm going to give you 30 quid for him. Don't they?
Yeah.
Like, he can't come out and say that. He has to put up the front like, this is my favourite player, rotation is... Everything's a game and a lie. So, here's what it is. Liam says, thoughts on Dalot? If he gets a run of games with good performances, do you think he'll nail down that right back spot? I didn't think it was possible to start the season. I think me and Dave had a big row. I was like, it's not going to fucking happen. But I didn't envisage Tony Valencia sitting there liking tweets asking for the manager to get out, and he's been in the gulag, hasn't he, big time. So I don't think Tony Valencia gets back into this team. I think he gets binned either in summer or in winter at the end of the season. Do you think Pogba will come back in for the Wanfield game? I think he's deserved to be dropped after his performance recently, but so has Matic. If he returns to 4-3-3 with Fellaini and Matic, then we're going to seriously like creativity like we do in Derby. It's going to happen now.
It will.
Fellaini's already picked his spot out on a team coach for Anfield, I think. Oliver Payne, do you think we'll ever see Shaw and Dalot together consistently? So I covered it yesterday in my preview, and I said I think our best 11. I haven't got a graphic to show you this, otherwise I'd stick it on here. But what I would really like to see is I think that probably our best defence is Bailly, Rojo with Lindelof in the middle of them to provide that. You've got that crazy sort of going to absolutely annihilate your defending with the ability to play out from the back. Don't think you need a defensive midfielder if you play them three.
Yeah.
Dalot and Shaw on the wings.
Yeah.
Herrera and Pogba, probably, as your midfield two. Lingard ahead of them. And Tony and Marcus. And again, you're leaving out Matic, you're leaving out Mata.
Yeah.
Good players, but
they can both have their impact. They can both come in. I like that back three, by the way. I think that's exactly the balance you want, because Lindelof steps out of that, and he does a lot as well for us in midfield, Lindelof, I think.
City can't be losing and leave Liverpool top. Is that what happens? How far are you lot off them? 10 points off them?
Well, it'll be 7 now. We're winning numbers.
How far are we off them? Can we not go top this week?
Only if City get done for doping and
about another 5 teams.
Yeah.
Happy days. I can't see Pogba playing at Anfield, says Legendary 628. I don't know, you know. It's not a coincidence that when you play your most intelligent players like Herrera, Mata and Jesse, the football is better. Who'd have thunk it? It's almost like the manager has very little impact and the players have a bit of an impact. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Keep smashing the like button. We're nowhere near 500 or let alone 250 at the moment. Pogba looked pissed today, says Jacob. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he is not playing. I mean, we're shit and he can't even get a game for us. That's got to get on your tits.
yeah.
Valencia is done, says Barrymore. Once Jose names you as captain, you know you're on your way out of the club. Really? We need to see Andreas more because he will be sold to a club and tear us apart in the future. Diego Dalot must start. What's up with you? No sauce.
Agenda.
The case Jose goes, I can't see anyone coming in and getting 100 points to win the league, do you? Well, no. I'm not sure City will get 100 points again this year, to be honest. They might. I'm not sure they will. But yeah, that's the key fundamental thing is we got 81 points last year, but we didn't build on it at all this year, and we've arguably very easily gone backwards. I think it would be fair to say. Who else do we want to have a look at, action-wise? Who have we got? Who'd be a good one to look at?
We looked at Herrera, yeah.
We looked at Herrera.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at Ander Herrera. Should be captain. Oh, everywhere! Like bastard chicken pox, that. Go on, son. Anyone you guys in the comments want to see?
I want to see how many tackles and interceptions.
It's better without Alexis. That's an interesting point from Usama. The Bosco says Pogba needs to be doing what the manager asked him instead of telling him what tactics to use and huffing and puffing around the pitch. There's an element of that. Any player done that to Fergie and they were out the door, surely. Not necessarily. Depends who it was. Fergie talked a good talk. It's even in that book. Might be that book, might be that book. I think it's that book. Certain players got preferential treatment because they were good and they offered more to the team. Once you were done, like Roy Keane would have got away with some of the stuff that he did when he got sacked 6 years earlier, but not when he was on his way out and he'd been injured. Righty, I think we're going to wrap it up there, but thank you guys for joining us. The vlog will be out in the morning, so definitely go and check that out. Probably really like to see the... what are you doing here? Just press cancel. Just press cancel. Right, and cancel. And then just click on another one.
You just doing little
Oh, it's already there. You know what I'm saying? Right, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new around here. Go and give Abdul a channel. Have you actually done any content on that recently?
No.
Don't fucking subscribe to him then, because he's got no fucking content. Go subscribe to Cam Waters instead, because he's done a really interesting video.
Like
Price of football.
The last 3 weeks.
Oh, blame him. Throw some at him. I tell you what, don't put his in, put yours in. Subscribe to Cam in the finger, but subscribe to this one first. And we'll see you this week. There could be some awesome stuff coming out this week, so make sure to hit that notification button, and we will see you in the next one. Laters.